Good morning, guys. Hi there, I'm Lori Winslow, and I'm with Rain or Shine Chalk Design. I'm an independent designer with Chalk Couture, and I'm here this morning with a project for us to use the Chalk Couture pumpkin cutouts. Good morning, Shelly. Nice to see you here this morning. So I'm going to use the Chalk Couture pumpkin cutouts. They are double-sided. They have a nice thick base, so they stand up nicely. Hi, Kathy. Glad you're here this morning. And the smaller pumpkin, again, it has that nice thick base. It's going to stand up nicely, double-sided. So these have kind of a whitewash finish, just like the house. If you've seen the houses, the house cutouts are like this as well. So I've got an idea to do a two-sided, of course, because I really like doing things double-sided so that you can turn them. Sometimes for different seasons, sometimes just to change up the look. So this morning I think we're going to do the polka dot pattern on the small pumpkin. I think that'll be nice and cute, a little petite pattern on that small pumpkin. And then I want to use this large floral script on the big pumpkin. I think that'll look really elegant. We're going to do those in the shimmer harvest, so it's a really pretty gold shimmery color. Hi Lisa, nice to see you here this morning. Thanks for joining us. And then so that'll be kind of the elegant side. I want to use the gold, and I want to do them both in gold. I think that'll be a real nice impact with those two both being in gold. And then on the back I want to do something similar with the pattern, but I want to use a different color, two different colors. So I think I'll do a copper on the big one, and do black on the polka dot on the small. So we get more of a Halloween feel for that. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna tip you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. I'm going to draw a giveaway winner, my sprinkle winner, in a few minutes. So hang around and see that. If you know someone that you think would like this video, or like the kind of videos that I do, showing seasonal things for decorating, make sure you share with them so that they can check it out, and they might want to be hanging out. And if you aren't in the VIP group, make sure you drop a hashtag VIP so I know that you'd like to be invited into the group. I think all of you guys are in the VIP group. And the VIP group is kind of getting a slow start. I would really like for that to be a place where we can share things, the things you make, and also this one looks upside down, so I think I'm going to pull this down. I gotta think as I'm talking here. So I'd like for it to be a place that we can share the things that all of us make, and we're getting there. I've had several people recently share the things that they're making. And I would also like it to be a place where I can put up different offers for different things that you guys might be interested in. For those of you that haven't tried Chalk Couture yet, I'd like to be able to do some giveaways of some things, but I can't do that in this group. I have to do it in a private group. Okay, so I fuzzed my surface. That means I put my my transfer on my fuzzing cloth, and this isn't very sticky anymore. I've used it several times, so it's not as sticky. It's still plenty sticky to hold to the surface, so I don't have to worry about that. And now I'm just making sure that there's no air bubbles under my pieces. Everywhere that it's white, it doesn't have any adhesive. So on these edges where there's not much adhesive, I just need to make sure that I go right out to the edge and then don't come back, because it will force the chalk down onto the sides, which isn't a big deal on this pumpkin to me. If you want it to be super clean on the edges, you could always put some painter's tape around the edge. I might go back and just fill in the whole edge with this shimmer harvest color so that it looks uniform on the edge. But if it's pretty clean, I might just leave it plain. Alright, so this is a big pattern, but I think it's going to look fine, and I think it's going to work fine. It won't take too long to cover. On big patterns, you don't want to let your chalk dry out inside your transfer, because then it starts pulling the pattern up. And you can easily just make that not a problem by just pulling up your transfer and letting your project dry a little bit underneath, and just lay it down without pushing down, and then it will dry without having that risk of drying inside your transfer. Now the paste does dry in the screen. When you put it to the side, it is going to dry out a little bit in the screen, but that is fixable as long as you get to it before it sets for a very long time. You wouldn't want to let it set overnight. You really wouldn't want to even let it set for more than a few hours, because it gets harder and harder to get out of that silk screen as it dries. So I'm excited to see this pattern and this color on our little pumpkin. I think it's just going to make it a really pretty pattern for Thanksgiving, you know, for that harvest time feel. All right, and these little pumpkins are in the shop. You could also just use other pumpkin cutouts. So lots of stores have those right now, and you could put this on any of them. Ooh, I'm loving that pattern. What do you guys think? Isn't that just a whole different take on a pumpkin? Because it's just so pretty. All right, I'm going to set this over here and let it dry. And then we'll work on our polka dot. Sorry about my drink cup there. I'll move that out of the way. Okay, let's get right. Oh, I do too, Lisa. I love that floral script. That's what that transfer is called, floral script. It has the flowers and then the writing. So it makes perfect sense, that one, for the name. All right, this transfer is a little stickier. Oh, I do too, Shelly. I love that shimmer. It's just the most subtle little glimpse of shine, and it really is nice. All right, so I had this on the wrong side, but it didn't really matter for my other transfer, but for this one I want the fuzzy side. One thing I've discovered as I've been working with the transfers and with these this towel is that sometimes after I wash my transfers in the water and I have them all clean, I always lay them face, sticky side up on the counter on top of a towel, just a regular dishcloth, and I let them dry. But I notice sometimes if my towel isn't very flat, it will leave my transfer kind of cupped, and there will be puddles of water in there, and I'm finding that takes some of the sticky off of my transfer. So what I've been doing lately is something a little different. So as soon as I wash it and have it sitting on the counter, I take this microfiber side, which is for drying the transfers, and I'm putting that right on top of the transfer, right on the sticky side, and then just pressing down firmly. And when I pull that up, the sticky is already back and it's totally dry. So I'm going to be recommending that that's how you take care of your transfers. They just recently told us that they're going to they have created a new transfer formula. These transfers have a little bit of an odor to them, and some people didn't like that odor. I definitely can smell it. I'm not someone who freaks out about smells because I don't have that great of a sense of smell, I guess, that some people do. And they say that the transfer will still last 8 to 12 times, but that you need to be a little more careful with the adhesive. So letting them sit in water for as long as I've been doing, they're saying isn't probably a good idea. And they say that you'll be able to tell the difference between the old and the new transfers, just in the way they look, just a slight difference. So I'm anxious to see what those transfers are like and how they're different. They're saying that the difference is pretty subtle, but they wanted to get rid of that smell for us. So that's good. And they are now making the transfers in the United States. The transfers had been, I don't know where they were being made before, but it was outside of the U.S. and they wanted to get that brought back to the U.S. So they have done that. So I'm excited about that. So I chose to do both of these in gold, just because I think I want that cohesive feel for this look. But as I was considering what I was going to do this morning, I grabbed a bunch of shimmer colors and was thinking about the different colors that you could use. There is this really pretty shimmer olive, and it is really pretty on everything it goes on. I think I'm going to use the shimmer copper on the back side of this one to give it kind of an orange pumpkin color, one of them at least. Okay, so when I first started using the different transfers, I didn't really use the patterns. I didn't really see the point of the patterns, but as you work with it, you start seeing different possibilities for the patterns. I was a little slow to come around to that, but this one's sticking pretty good, so I'm having to be careful. I don't want to touch my little polka dots, but it's sticking pretty well. Alright, so I'm hanging this off the edge of my work surface so that I can pop it off and wash it when I get off. Alright, so now we have this nice little polka dot. Really think that's cute. So we have these two together. I think they'll look really cute coordinating together. So I'm going to dry these real quick so that we can pop them over and do another color on the back. Cool, Lisa. Yeah, the prints are really versatile. So I don't know if the pumpkin cutouts, they have been sold out. If they are sold out, consider looking for some other options. Like these were at Hobby Lobby and 40% off. I think I paid like $1.80 a piece. So these would be nice, and you could totally paint over or, you know, use the back. If you're having a hard time getting the sticker off, just heat it up with your hair dryer and then try taking it off. Then a little sandpaper over that sticky part will take the sticky right off. So that's an option. They are a little thin for standing. So the other thing I thought of was you could, because they are cheap, so $1.80 twice would still be, you know, $3. You could glue two of them together. You could hot glue two together, and then it would stand. All right, let's see if we've got nice dry transfers. Yeah, the chalk dries really fast, which is really nice for these projects. It's a challenge when you don't want it to dry really fast. But the rest of the time it's really nice. So the other thing I want to make sure that I do is I take care of my chalks. So this hasn't dried out, so I can put it back in my pot. If it was clumping up really badly, I wouldn't put it back in my pot. I would just wash it off and go ahead and get rid of it. I'd rather have, I'd rather lose a little bit of paste than put chunky stuff. You could chalk a saying right over the top. You sure could. You could add some words. That would be cute. I have a tag, and this is one of the, it's a trio, Fall Wishes Trio. So these are really cute. Gather and Gobble, Harvest Time, Warm Wishes. So these are more for Thanksgiving, but it would still be cute. You could totally do something like that, or there's lots of other choices. You could also just paint this. You could paint it over, and you could sand it down if you wanted to lose some of that color, and then paint over it. A crackle finish over this would be really pretty too. I had a video up on one of the weekends, and it was how to do a crackle finish with Mod Podge, and I had never seen that before. So you just Mod Podge right over in one direction, not going over it a bunch of times, just really putting on a nice generous layer. And then before it dries, any kind of paint, you just paint over it the same way, and don't overdo it, just go straight over. And then as it dries, it crackles, and it might be cute even with this plaid underneath. So just things to think about. So I'm trying to do a better job of modeling for you guys, closing up my pastes. So as soon as I get done with my paste, I really should get my lid on. If I let this sit out for an hour or so, it's really going to dry out. And we really don't want to do that to our chalks. We want them to be, you know, ready for us to use. It is hard to decide, Lisa, what to get at the beginning, because you kind of want everything. At least that's the way I am. But you just have to remember that they'll be there, and I just look at it as just an investment in, you know, my crafting. I'm going to have these for several years probably. I probably won't make them enough times, you know, this season to have it be like gone and done. But it is hard to decide, and then some of the transfers do leave us. So they do retire. So that's kind of tough. Yeah, a bunch are out of stock right now. If there's one in particular that you want, just let me know. I have access to the list that tells when it will be back in stock. And then if you order that day, when they say it'll be back in stock, you can usually get it. All right, so I want to do this one a little more of a Halloween side. So I'm going to do the shimmer black, and I want to do that, trying to decide. Yeah, I'm going to do the shimmer black on the polka dot. So I'll do that on the little one. And then I'm going to use this shimmer copper on this floral. I think it'll be really pretty to do that. And it's okay to let your paste get on your backer. It will come off. So this backer is really important. After you pull your transfer off, you really want to take care of your backer. That's where your transfers are going to live. They're going to live on this backer. Okay. Now, doing the same thing, I am pressing that down really well. My transfer is not very sticky, so I'm not having to worry about fuzzing right now. It's also doesn't have a lot of green. So the more green that your transfer has, the harder it's going to stick to your project. And the older your transfer is, the less it's going to stick, usually. All right, so I'm just taking my copper, and I'm just going to run across, just like I did on the other side. I really am enjoying this floral script. But there are a lot of other cute patterns. The buffalo check would be really cute on this. They have some striped patterns that would be cute. And all of these patterns can be used on other things too. Vintage suitcases. I'll see if I can get a video about that. But people are using like this floral print and the Paris print to transfer onto a vintage suitcase and then use it as decor, but use it as storage. So I think we've done that for a long time. But if you add some of this, these cool prints, I think you just bring your cool suitcase up a whole notch. So I'll see if I can find that video, if we have one that I can share. So if you're really into the Chalk Couture stuff and you find yourself going, man, there's just so much I want, and I want to get a discount, that's what being a designer or a hobbyist, that's when that comes in handy. You do get that 40% discount, and there is a $20 a month fee. I just look at that as my Chalk Couture, my Club Couture fee. It's really the fee for your website, but that's the same price I was paying for my my Club Couture, so it didn't really make a difference to me because I knew I wanted that anyway. Oh my goodness, you guys. That copper. Oh, that's so pretty. That is really lovely. Hold it up so you guys can see it. It's just a little bit of orange. I like it because it really makes me think of orange for the pumpkin, but yet I know it's copper. So really, really pretty. I'm going to set this aside. Now, if I were just doing this on my own, I would go wash that right now. I'd wash it in the sink, just drop it in the sink, put the sticky side up so that you're not making your transfer stick in your sink. You don't want that to happen. I've got a little bit of gold on here, but I'm going to go ahead and just pop this down. Well, I should probably clean it. I don't have anything in here to clean it with. I don't have any wipes. So we're going to just go with this. Like I said, I've got some gold on there. I think I'll line it back up with my gold on there so that if I get some gold, it's a little more even. All right, so now I want to use the shimmer black and do these little polka dots pattern again. And the polka dot pattern is really cute. I did t-shirts for my grandkids, and I did this on my granddaughter's t-shirt, and it just looks so cute. I think there's a lot you could do with it. I'm going to use a little stir stick. That's another good tool to pick up if you're going to order some things. Definitely get yourself a squeegee. They're not expensive. One squeegee is enough really to do most things, especially if you're not doing lives, because you can just wash it off. Make sure that you are not using baby wipes on your transfers. You can use baby wipes on your tools if you want to, but you do not want to use baby wipes on any of the transfers. That oil will totally wipe out your adhesive. Water is the best bet. Clorox wipes are great for adding some sticky to your transfers. Now this is going to be an interesting print. It's not going to be a solid print because that gold, I'll show you what it looks like when something is dried in the transfer. You can see my print. We'll compare. Well, this is a good example of what happens. And you can see in my transfer, you see how solid the area is where I had gold and the black. And that's okay. I'll just wash it off and start again. But you can see all of those spots that missed. So if you're doing Chalk Couture and you find that your print is looking like this, it's probably two things. It could be two things. One, you had, like me, you had some dried residue left in your transfer, or your paint might be too dry. So if your transfer's fine, but you're finding this, little spots are missing, it's because your paint is probably too dry. So you just add some distilled water, stir it well. It works best if you leave it for a while. Add some water, stir it, leave it for a while, come back, let that chalk really absorb the water. All right, but it is cute, but you can see the print is not nearly as crisp as this side with a fresh, clean transfer. So the comparison. But if you wanted a more rustic look, and you were happy with that, then you could leave it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, when I get done, I will just wash it down with a towel, like a paper towel, just wash it off. Then I might even get a Clorox wipe and wipe it down. Just get a nice clean surface, get my polka dot transfer clean again, and put it back down and do it again. The chalk will come off of these really nicely. If you've left this pumpkin for 6 months or so, you may find that getting the print off is a little harder. You might have to scrub a little bit, and you need to let it dry. If I've worked with these when they weren't quite dry, and a little bit, it flakes a little bit. So if it's wet, so make sure your surface gets dry before you try to work on it again. All right, so now we have these two really cute pumpkins, and they're ready for action. I can put them up in my house. They'll look so pretty. I am looking at maybe adding a little bit of something at the top. I could add a little tag or ribbon or something around the top of them to decorate them. Just kind of depends on your space, how you want them to look. So there we have kind of a Halloween look. And then we have, you could even put those two together. I really like both of those golds together. Or we can mix and match again and do a copper and gold. And that looks pretty for fall as well. I was looking at some different ribbons. I don't really know. I didn't really think about this. I just kind of at the last minute went, I wonder if I should put some ribbon or something on them. I did find this cute ribbon at Hobby Lobby. It's kind of a cord. And thanks, Shelly. And it's got lots of fall colors in it. If you can see that, I know the glare is a little bit bad. I also have this kind of fall ribbon. I think I got these from Hobby Lobby when they were having their buy one, get three free. So those might be options to do little tags. Hobby Lobby does have these really cute little cloth tags as well. That would be cute. These are the more Thanksgiving ones, and then I had the Halloween ones too that say pumpkins. Well, I guess they're fall as well. They say pumpkins and some other things. I think I used them on something else. I do have this little tag I found. If you guys haven't been in Hobby Lobby's little sale area, guys, you need to check it out. So these little tags, they had 5 beads on them. They said they had like a maroon stripe down the middle and it said blessed, and they were cute, but it just oh, the cord probably could be frayed, Lisa. That would be cute. Yeah, that'd be cute for the pumpkins, huh? I like that idea. Yeah, Lisa, you're definitely a designer. You got the ideas. But this little tag was $1, so I picked up a few of them, so you'll be seeing these in different things. But it'd be cute. It may be a little bit big for this design, for these little pumpkins, but definitely lots of things you can do with these little tags. And of course I make it double-sided so I can, you know, double my options. I think these would be really cute on them. That's that trio, what is it? Fall Wishes trio. And then there's a Christmas one that has 3 of these too. So, nice. I saw a t-shirt online that said, I can't be trusted at Hobby Lobby. It's like, I sent that to my daughter and we laughed about it because we're both kind of in the doghouse with our guys after we go to the Hobby Lobby together. So anyway, I want to draw from my sprinkle bucket. So sprinkle means to S-H-A-R-E. We're not supposed to say that word online. Facebook doesn't like us to say that word, but they like you guys to do that. So I have put names in of people who have shared this week. I pulled out a name. And this week I am going to send this person a tea towel with that nice picture of the watering can and the word garden. So let's see, this is Latessa China Black Moland. Latessa China Black Moland. So if you are watching, please send me a message with your address so I can get you your tea towel to you. If not, I will try to get a message to her and let her know that she is my sprinkle winner this week. If you want to be entered, all you have to do is sprinkle the video. You can sprinkle it to your page. You can sprinkle it to a friend. I get a notification that you've sprinkled, and that really helps my page because Facebook likes to see that. If you are looking for a fun way to try out Chalk Couture, our Board and Pillar Club happens on Saturday. So I know what I'm doing on Saturday for my live. I am going to be using my board and pillar. And it looks like this. This is what we did last month. It's always the second Saturday of the month. And this is our really cute board and pillar. It has a little spot in the back where you can unscrew it so that you can change the direction. So it can go vertical or it can go horizontal. Oops. Backwards. And watch this, guys. Guess what else can fit in there? The pumpkin and the house transfers fit in there too, or the cutouts fit in there too. So you could raise it up and give it some elevation, make it look really, you know, just add a little elevation to it. Anyway, lots of fun, cute ideas. Hi Amy, glad you're here this morning. So the Board and Pillar Club happens on Saturday. The friends have already voted for it, the ones that they want. We have 2 different ones we're doing on Saturday, so I'll show you both of those. Once you've bought your board and pillar and you have some chalk, then the only thing you have to buy each month is our $10 transfer. So it's a pretty inexpensive way to try a new transfer each month, and you have this cute little board and pillar that you can, you know, change out. So it gives you some options. And of course, you don't just have to use that transfer on this. You know, you could use bits and pieces of it. You could get some ink and put it on a t-shirt. And then you get to have input into what gets chosen. So each month I put up some different choices. So this was one of the choices that won last month. And this was one of the choices that the voters had. And we do all of this in the VIP group. And that was one of the choices, the baking company. We do all of that in the VIP group. So if you're not getting messages from me in the VIP group, put a hashtag VIP and I will make sure that you get an invitation. It is an invitation only group. It is a private group, just because that's the way we have to set it up so that I can give away things in there. So that I can give away Chalk Couture things. I can give away things that I make. I just can't give away things like this that have a value, an intrinsic value. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the little pumpkins that we created. These little cutouts are really fun. Also very easy to find other places, and you can even cut out your own. If you have access to someone who is handy with a scroll saw, they're really not that difficult to create. So if not, look in the different craft stores. I know they have lots of these kinds of things out there. So be creative. That's the fun part of crafting. And anyway, thanks so much for watching. Get out there and make it a great day. It's a Monday, so do your best. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye, guys.